This video is going to go over creating sidebars. Right now, at the time of this video, we don't have any sidebars unless you count the contact page, which I kind of do, kind of don't. But anyways, we've set something up where you can create multiple sidebars where you can actually place different sections in the sidebar like you see right here on the right. So right now, this is just some dummy page. It's not live on your site. No one sees it. But I wanted to give you the ability to create, whether it's extra menus or extra sections, for future pages that you may be adding to the website down the road. So first thing is this is just called default widgets. I'm actually going to change this to, sidebar. So you can kind of get an idea. All right, and so over on the right, what we're going to see right here where it says use custom sidebar. And if I click this drop down, I have all these sidebars that I can choose from. Try not to use featured sidebar. That's for the home page, contact page, for the contact page. But these other ones are ones that have been made by the user, by the admin, and up to this point have been made by us in terms of testing and making sure the site works. So right now we'll see default widgets. That default widget sidebar is this right here. These. Alright, so first thing, and this video is probably going to be a little bit longer too, and I'm going to try to circle back around. That way I'm not totally confusing you. But that sidebar and default widgets, as I said, are these three right here. And if I go, if you remember where widgets are, under appearance, if I go to the widgets section, I'm going to see a sidebar called default widgets. Excuse me. Look, here we are, default widgets. And if I open it, here are the three widgets, 1, 2, and 3. So first thing, if you remember, we can drag and drop. So if I put this text widget up top and let go and I refresh, and now it's up top. And the same thing with the other ones. Now, you kind of have a business site. If we had a blog, there'd be tons of different widgets you could use, but we kept yours pretty simple just because it's information based. So you basically have the ability to add a custom menu, a text widget, and a page widget. So if you make a sidebar and you always want someone to know what page they're on, you could use the pages widget, which you'll see right here. This is all the pages that are made. Obviously, having these dummy pages doesn't do anything for you because we have this one is elements. You don't want those in there. But for now, this is something you can see. It's a test. You can see how it works, and you have the ability to work with that. Next is the custom menu. Custom menu works just like the menu section that we went over. So if you can choose what menu you've already created. Right now we have the top menu and the footer menu. So if I click this drop down to choose a menu, I have footer and I have header. But what's great about this is you can make menus just individually for sidebars. So maybe you make a new page called, I don't know, investors or something, for instance. And you want to have links that go to other sites or services. So to do something like that, you could just hit this little plus sign, and under the appearance menus section, hit the plus sign. I'm going to call this, let's see, services for now. Create menu. And now you can start adding stuff. So maybe we add 2 of your own in there. But maybe all the other ones are actually going to things like Google. Maybe someone did a write-up on you in the Washington Post. Maybe there's an article about you on this blog or in that blog. You can actually link out to it. So to do that, you would want to use the custom link. So you'd put your URL address here and then the name of it. So Washington Post. Let's see. Google. Whatever you're going to call these. Okay, so we build our menu, save it. I'm gonna come back and delete this. So if you're probably not going to see this currently in when you're watching this video, that's not going to be there. So don't go, oh, where's this at? I've already deleted that. That way it's not left behind to add more confusion. So now if I go back to widgets, and in the default widget section, which we're working before, if I click the custom menu. And now I do the drop down. What do I have now? I have services. because we just made that. So anytime you make a menu, you can choose it to display it. Come here, refresh this. Now what do we got? We have our custom menu with our specified links. So it's not just these links here or these links here. You can create the menu that you want to be there. Make sure I put this back before I delete it. Okay. The text widget, which is really awesome, could be just great for information. So, you know, introducing Blackhawk. That's my title. Drop some text in here. Like this. It does HTML. I don't know how much HTML you know, but you can do HTML if you need to edit, you know, some things, whether that's spaces or links. So I can do some HTML. You can ignore this. I'm just doing this real quick just so you can kind of get an idea of what can be done. So go ahead and save that. This, okay. All right, if I refresh, excuse me. Now I have a nice little graph, section of text. Yep, little break more is too big, but let me get rid of that one. And let's see, maybe too much text as well for a demo. So anyways, that text block is great for if you want to add specific introduction, some text, just a message. You can insert images into that. You can do a bunch of little different things with this that you can help enhance the look and the feel of your particular site. All right. Like I said, long video. Now, the reason I'm going over these things, you don't have those, you're not using these currently on your site, but you do have them. I want to show them to you, so when you start getting into making pages and things like that, you're not just making a blank page or a boring page with an image. You can do side menus and things like that. So now we're going completely back around. How do we make sidebars? Because right now we have this default widget sidebar. So if you're making a page, remember I showed you that default page in the beginning. If we're making a page and you want to add this sidebar to it, you would just go to use custom sidebar and choose default widget. That default widget is this sidebar, right? But hey, maybe you don't want this sidebar. Maybe you want a sidebar that only has a menu or only has this text section that talks about this or talks about that, or maybe it's a picture of somebody. So you can actually create as many sidebars as you want and stick them on whatever page you want. All right. So as you create a sidebar, which I'm going to go over next, as you create a sidebar, it's going to show up in this list. As they show up in this list, you obviously can choose that. And actually, I'll come back to that in a second. I know I'm rambling a little bit. It's just a lot with these sidebars, and I'm trying to do my best to kind of help you understand. So let's say you want to make a new sidebar. You have to actually make the sidebar first. Okay? So first thing we do is click Enter New. And we're going to name it. So we're going to name this, let's see, sidebar. How about, wait, let's do this. Let's do this. Broker sidebar. Return. Okay, now we're like, well, hey, wait a minute. There's nothing. Where is it? I don't understand. It's not in the list. Let's go ahead and save this. Let's go to, now look what happened. There it is, it's in the list. So basically, even though you've added something, you got to do some sort of save, something to the system that knows that you have this in here. Okay, now if I go back to the widgets, there it is, broker sidebar. Wasn't there before, was it? It's there now. So now I can start dragging and dropping stuff in there. So I think I'll just do text. You know, text widget. Right? So come back to the page. Where were we? No, I didn't title it, did I? So there's the broker sidebar, and if I publish this, view it, page not found. Oh, I didn't give it a name. Sorry about that. So broker, I'm going to delete so I don't delete this. Try this again. Okay, there's a sidebar. It's not showing up on the side because we have no text. Again, sorry, another mistake on my end. One more time. There we are. So there's our widget. So you can add ad nauseum sidebars and create different sections and functionality and I guess interaction within the website for different areas. I think that's great. So down the road, you can you can make multiple menus and other things that are going to help people navigate and get through your site and find information much more easily. Hope I didn't confuse you too much on that one.